You're watching the O2 Arsenal Vodcast.
Andrei Arshavin had a message for the Arsenal fans after finally completing his move to Emirates Stadium.
I hope I show in this stadium my best performance. Trust in me and trust in Arsenal.
Ivan Gazidis played his part in the deadline day sweep for Arshavin, and the new chief executive expects the Russian to be a firm favourite at his new club.
We targeted a player who's in his off-season in Russia, which meant that we ultimately were able to pry him out of his club, who were, a reluctant seller, and have him in an Arsenal shirt. I think he's going to contribute this year, but I also think he's going to contribute for years to come and become a fan favourite here.
We're giving you the chance to put your question to Theo Walcott when he takes part in an exclusive live audio web chat early next week in association with EA Sports. We'll accept questions before and during the web chat, so visit arsenal.com/webchat now and have your say. Theo's the latest in a long line of Arsenal stars to answer the fans' questions on arsenal.com. To whet your appetite ahead of his appearance, here's what happened when Gael Clichy sat in the hot seat earlier this season.
Good afternoon and welcome to Arsenal's training ground. We're privileged to have fullback Gael Clichy with us for an exclusive web chat on Arsenal TV Online. Good afternoon, Gael.
Good afternoon, everyone.
We'll be getting questions in on everything, really. There'll be tactics, there'll be music, there'll be what's your favourite sandwich, things like that. There'll be a broad spectrum, but this is from Dasio in Nigeria. Who is your role model in life and in football, I suppose?
In life, I would say my father. I always I think like every boys, we look up to our father. So yeah, I would say my father. And in my job, I would say I was a big fan of Thierry Henry before I joined Arsenal. While he was in Arsenal, and still is. He's a professional, but I think it's more. Since I joined Arsenal, I've been playing with players like Dennis, Martin Keown, Sol Campbell, and they're all professionals. So if I have to pick one, I would say Thierry Henry, but all of them has been, perfect model for me, and I could say my idol as well.
Next one, Birami Yaboa. Who's your worst dressed teammate? Who's got the worst dressed sense?
That's a difficult award to give to someone, but I will say I don't know. It's really difficult, to be honest. Depend. It can be Alex Song sometime, but personally I like his style. But it can be him. Last time Nicholas Bentner came at the training ground with some Uggs, which are for most of the time for girls. So I would say Nick and Alex are the two contenders.
Uggs? What are Uggs?
I don't know.
You say they're female, but what are they?
It's like kind of boots, with the animals.
Tassels
exactly.
on the outside. Okay.
Which is, for me, it's for girls. So I would say, just for that, I would say Nicholas.
There was an important question that's asked a lot. Let me just find it. It was sent in from Nicholas in Brussels. Who's the fastest, you or Theo Walcott? That's also from Randy in Accra.
To be honest, I would love to say it's me, but honestly, I think he's the fastest, and I even think he's faster than Thierry. If we look up at the statistic and the speed test, I think Theo is he's ahead of everyone in the team, and he deserves it because we can see he's really fast.
What's the most amount of money you spent on a single item of clothing, a pair of shoes or a jacket or something like that?
I think I'm pretty sure it's a coat for my girlfriend, so which is not for me. No, I'm lying. It's my watch.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
The one you got on now?
Yeah, it's the one I've got now. So I'm not gonna show it, but yeah, that cost me a lot.
You can show it because we're filming this and we're gonna put it on the website tomorrow.
No.
It's a nice watch. I can see it down there.
Okay, just like this.
You can turn it over. Look, there you go. Josh Honeychurch in Adelaide. Arsenal fans know that Cesc Fabregas watches Desperate Housewives. We revealed that to the world when he did a web chat with us last year. So, what shows do you like watching, and do you also like Desperate Housewives?
I won't say that I don't like Desperate Housewives, but I'm not a fan of it. But I'm a big fan of Prison Break,
Right.
and also Nip Tuck, which I think is my favorite. And at the moment, because the first two are a bit dead at the moment, I'm watching Dexter.
Aniel, Cliff, Onega, Daniel, Danny, Aled, Daniel, James all asked the same question. How did it feel to score your first goal at Lens?
Now you can see a big smile on my face.
Because I've been asking this question for about 5 years. When are you going to score? And you finally did it.
Just for you, that's the answer. Just for you, because every time you were killing me, and on this one, no, it's a good feeling. Even though if we lost the game, I couldn't really celebrate and enjoy the time. But first of all, it's nice because every time I had an interview with you, other journalists, the question was always, hey, when are you going to score your first goal? And the player as well, 6 years, it's a long time, and just for that I was really happy when I scored, but it wasn't the best moment to score. But
Lauren from Harlow, and this is also coming from Shah in Adelaide. Who's been your biggest influence at Arsenal, or indeed on your career?
In Arsenal, without a doubt, it's Patrick Vieira. I don't know, I just love the spirit of him. He always been good to me, and he even invited me for Christmas with my sister and my cousin, because we were only the three of us. So that was a thing that I will always remember, and he's been a big influence. And when he left, I wouldn't say I felt sad, but I was a bit, all over the place, and I'm still in contact with him. So I would say Patrick.
Charles in London, what's your best game ever?
My best game ever, I think.
In terms of your performance, I think, rather than the importance of the game.
I'd like to say, it's funny, but I'd like to say against Tottenham, the last game when we drew 4-4. Even if I made a little mistake, I think overall it was a good performance for myself, and I was feeling good, defensively, offensively, strong on the tackle. So I would say this game and the game away against Manchester last year was my two favorite games.
How did you feel after you made that error against Tottenham? Because I've said to you before, but your errors kind of stand out because there's so few of them. It doesn't happen very often. So, but how do you cope with it? Did you beat yourself up, or do you just try and roll with it? No,
you just try to get on with it. It's when you realize it's not a big thing really in life. You got more difficult problem, and people are more in a sadder position. So of course, for me, for the club, and for the team, more for the team than for anything else. Against Tottenham, I think the team played fantastic. 4-2, we just killed them, and the performance was fantastic. And if it wasn't for this mistake, the next morning everyone would have been saying, "Oh, Arsenal gonna win the title. They're so good, young, quality." 4-2 against Tottenham never happened, and the game finished 4-4. So now I'm laughing, but for the next 2 days after the game, I was a bit sad, and more for the players, because everyone work really hard. We thank you very, very much for your time. We do appreciate that. Thanks for answering all those questions. Thanks for the questions in as well from the emailers. Have you enjoyed it, Gil? Yeah, it was really nice. I hope I gave a good answer. Thank you for everyone for giving me those questions.